We are less than a month away from the NFL draft, and there is still a ton of uncertainty to, hey, who's going to be that 4th overall pick? Who else are the Patriots going to go for? And are the Patriots going to trade anyone? Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. On the daily Patriots content, don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button so you can get it on the daily. As well, hit the like button because that helps me out, and I know you're great people. As well, comment below, and don't miss out. Soon enough, we're going to have some merch coming out, and it's going to look nice. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, we cannot get away from this topic. I thought one moment we did, and then it just comes running back. And it's one of those situations where you look at, if you've ever seen the movie Finding Nemo, and you have those seagulls that just won't shut up. And I actually had a kid at school doing this the other day where he was just like, mine, 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 mine. And it's all these teams just coming around realizing I need a quarterback. This draft does not have a good quarterback class. And hey, Patriots, we're going to bother you because we want Joe Milton, who is your second string quarterback right now. And so, again, this was something I didn't necessarily want to talk about, but again, it's something that keeps coming up, and there's actually more news on this front when it comes to Joe Milton. So, according to sources, he says he would prefer to be on a roster that gives him the best chance to compete for the starting job. I understand that. We understand as a New England Patriots fan that Joe Milton is not going to be starting above Drake May. Unless some unforeseen thing happens where Drake May ends up getting hurt, Joe Milton comes in and absolutely just dazzles everyone. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm not ruling it out because anything can happen. Anything can happen. But I highly doubt that were to happen. So again, Joe Milton, 6th round pick. You trade him away to someone else who is willing to give you good draft capital to take him. 25-year-old quarterback out of Tennessee, before that played at Michigan. Listen, if someone wants to take a chance on him, go for it. I know a lot of people say, but Aaron, he is an absolute athlete. He has a rocket arm. Yes, I'm going to say this, and I've said it 100 times. He is. He is an athlete. But again, there's a reason he didn't continue starting at Michigan. There's a reason he was drafted in the 6th round, and his biggest thing is consistency. Again, he has all the intangibles, but can he do it consistently week in, week out? And the answer easily could be yes. He has done that before at the collegiate level, but can he do it in the NFL? Now, a lot of people are going to start pointing and saying, Aaron, look at his game against the Bills. He did a great job against the Bills. And we'll jump to that game real quick with his stats right here. 22 of 29, 241 yards, passing touchdown, as well as a rushing touchdown. Now, let's not forget, the Bills weren't in any NFL game. Your goal is to go in and win the game. In sports in general, I do not think it is a wise choice to go and tell your team, listen, let's go lose this game. Don't think that's good for culture. I don't think that's good for morale. I've seen it in high school before where I've heard coaches say, listen, we're going to lose this game so we have an easier game however we're seated. I just don't like that. Go play the game. What are you trying to teach these kids? But besides that, you look at this game, and the Bills, I'm sure they're not going in saying, let's lose this game, but let's be real. They weren't actively trying to go out there and put their best talent on the field to win that game. We can all agree at that. So, yes, Joe Milton went out there, did well. He had a preseason game. He went in, did pretty well. He dazzled. He had some great throws. He showed off his arm. So, I am in the boat right now. If the Patriots get a good offer, send them on off. See you later, Joe. We're taking draft capital. Again, they got Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is a sufficient backup quarterback. There's a reason he's in those darn Progressive commercials or whatever where they call him backup. There's a reason. He's a backup guy. He's incredibly intelligent. He can come in. He's going to know the playbook. He's going to know what to do. It's going to be okay with Josh Dobbs. Joe Milton would be a great second string quarterback, but if you can get rid of that and gain something back and get get a solid return on it, why not? Again, return on investment, ROI, return on investment. If you can make a good return on investment, if that investment's in the green, take that profit. Take that profit and run. That is my thought. Now, before I ask you the question, I will add this. Mike Vrabel was asked about Joe Milton, and this is on top of what Joe Milton said. This is also incredibly important, as well as new to this whole saga of trading Joe Milton. And so when it comes down to it, Mike Vrabel, hey buddy, can you just be quiet for just 1 second? And so, my fault, my son's walking in here, crazy kid. Mike Vrabel said, listen, I understand. He's a competitor. He's a professional. He wants to go out and compete. That makes sense. Has a great attitude. And late in the last season, third string quarterback, ends up going in and has a good game. Again, during a tough season, he does that. And so he says, listen, this is how we're going to approach it. Is he going to come for our offseason program? He gives him credit for all he's done, but he doesn't specifically say anything about trading. But again, it leads you to believe a player being acquired like Josh Dobbs. Listen, he's a second string quarterback. There's no reason to bring him on to be third. What's the point of that? You can get someone, throw him on your practice squad, pay him pennies compared to what they signed Josh Dobbs for. So again, I think leading up to the draft, and I'm feeling more and more confident with this, is they are going to try to deal Joe Milton to a team, probably a team they're not even going to have to worry about, and get some solid return on investment. Tell me what you think. Comment below whether you agree, you disagree. You might be someone crazy who thinks Joe Milton should be starting over Drake May. To you, I say, I disagree. This is America, though. You're entitled to your opinion. But I'm not, again, there's a reason he was drafted third overall, Drake May, and then Joe Milton was drafted in the 6th round. There's a reason. But we also know if Joe Milton was in this draft, he would be probably drafted much higher than he was last year. Very heavy quarterback class last year. But again, a bunch of teams passed on Joe Milton last year. They could have easily taken him. The Patriots said, hey, why not? And this might be, out of that draft last year, besides Drake May, one of the better moves from Elliott Wolf, depending on what they get out of it and how that person ends up. So we will see. And they could also absolutely just fleece the other team and say, Joe tries to start, it doesn't look good, and boom, the Patriots, you're gone with a draft pick, whoever knows what it is, or a player, who knows what happens. Last but not least, so comment below, tell me what you think about Joe Milton. Last but not least, players, new numbers. I got to say, Harold Landry, love the number 2. Think that's awesome. Josh Dobbs bringing back Drew Bledsoe, number 11. Mac Hollins, 13. Spillane, 14. Parker Romo, 37. I know you guys all care about the kickers. And we go down the list. Milton Williams, 97. Love it. Good to see. Comment below. What the heck do you think? Joe Milton the third. He going to be a Patriot next year or not? Comment below. Let's hear from you. We'll talk later. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.